嘿，大家好，欢迎回到这个关于 Day Trade 被动收入和投资的频道，我是你们的日内交易伙伴 Kalina。那今天的视频呢，跟大家来分享问的最多的一个问题，就是说做日内交易什么时候可以赚到大钱呢？这个大钱到底是多少钱是大钱呢？我觉得做日内交易，如果你刚刚开始的小白的话，你不学习，你连怎么样选择券商都不知道，你怎么可能是赚到大钱呢？但是如果你今天交易了1年到3年，你到了一个阶段想去 scale up 去赚大钱的话，那今天的视频就比较适合你。那一直以来呢，我都觉得说，如果你想赚大钱，你首先要喜欢钱，首先你要尊重钱，你才可以这些钱会喜欢你。每个人呢，特别是我们亚裔的小伙伴，可能每个人的生活的环境都不太一样，有很多条件不差的小伙伴，可能对于这个钱赔了钱或者是赚了钱的感受并不是特别大。但是呢，我觉得如果你想在日内交易中赚钱的话，首先第一点，你一定要非常的尊敬钱。第二，你要非常的爱钱。那第三，当然呢，你要学习，可以有很多的经验在日内交易中。那关于这个话题，我觉得呢，正好我们的中级老师，中级25个 pattern 的这个老师刚刚从外国回来之后呢，感觉是这个整体的状态也是非常的好，也是创造了很多当天最高这个盈利的这个交易日。所以呢，我觉得我认识我们的中级老师的时候呢，那几年前他是刚开始盈利的时候呢，其实也是一天这个1000到5000左右，但是现在可以达到一天1万到5万美金，肯定是有一个过程的。那我觉得他是一个最有说服力的人，为什么呢？因为他以前是今天如果赔了钱，那明天就是开 Uber， 2天都不要去交易，只要把这个赔的钱赚回来，才可以继续生活的人。所以如果我们在生活中没有这么一点点的这个，我们不说是渴望，也不能说是约束，一定要有一个什么东西去牵制你自己，一定要非常的自律，非常的 discipline。 所以呢 David 的整体的这个交易的经验也好，对自己生活的要求也好，我觉得我个人是非常的敬佩的。所以呢，今天呢就正好他回来了，让他给大家来分享一下，到底做日内交易什么时候是可以赚大钱的时候。
All right, guys, so this video is going to be about having a long-term vision for your success in trading and not treating it like gambling. I know a lot of people come into trading, they think they're going to make money right away. They're going to put a lot of size on too soon. And even as they search for knowledge on the internet or through courses, they're thinking, oh, what's the secret sauce? I need to know this. Give me the answers so I can make money right now. And that's not the way to go, so that's why a lot of people fail. So you don't want to be the person one of those people that's going to fail. Remember, trading in general, this is reality. Like they did a Harvard study recently, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I read an article. They're always updating it. I've seen anywhere from 94% to 97% failure rate in trading. It depends on the but anyway, the main thing is a lot of people fail. And why do a lot of people fail? And they fail within their first 6 months to a year, by the way, those studies. And why do they fail? Because they want money right away. They want to make money, as soon as they sign up, they think, oh, I'm just going to take this course for 2 weeks. I'm going to study 2 weeks. I'm going to study a month. And they feel like they know. They feel like they know what they're doing, and then all of a sudden they open an account and they feel like, human beings, we think that if we wake up early in the morning, we study, we drink our coffee, we do all this work, and we think we're being productive. But that's with trading, this is not a 9 to 5. It's not being productive. It's not, just because you put in the work by studying, you did 5 hours of studying, 6 hours of studying per day for 2 weeks, doesn't mean that you got to get paid for that. You know what I mean? So it's a performance-based thing. And so like just because you put in study time doesn't mean that you deserve money, you know? So a lot of people, they sign up for a course, they watch all the course material, then all of a sudden they expect to make money. And that's not right, you know, because that's how you lose. Then you size up too soon, you have a big loss, and that big loss, you don't want to wake up to study anymore. You want to go to bed, you want to sleep extra because it hurts, it's painful. And if you go through a few of those big losses early on, you're gonna stop trading because it's too painful, you can't take it anymore. And especially if you lose all your money, you can't trade, you can't play the game. So you have to really study. So this is how the 94 to 96% of people fail early on. So you don't want to be one of those. You want to be the person that succeeds. So like, what are the 3 to 6% of people doing that succeed at this? What I did, just use me for an example, you know? So I didn't make money for a while. I was studying. And, you know, I was getting experience in here, just reading books, you know, so like just searching for knowledge because I knew I needed to get the knowledge first before I tried with real money. And I was coming from a situation where I couldn't lose money. If I lost money, I would be in a very bad situation because I didn't have much. So in a way, that helped me because if you don't have much, you don't have much to lose. You know, now if you do have money, I know a lot of people that have failed. I know a lot of people over the years I've watched, I've seen their attitudes. They have good attitudes. They're excited to trade. They're studying. And then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 months later, they just disappeared. You know, they're on Instagram. They're not liking my stuff anymore. They're still nice. I'm sure they don't, you know, it's like they just disappeared. They went their own way. They're just not trading anymore. You know, let's say I use Instagram for example, but like if they're in a chat in a Discord, all of a sudden their profile is like on silent. It's gone. It's like they're not here. They're not active. Or, you know, you know what I mean? So you don't want to be that. So like you got to last. So a lot about the beginning is surviving. And the thing with trading is you don't want to get rewarded for bad habits. And that's unfortunately a part of the failure rate as well. Let's say some traders that started out, they get a lot of information, they get a lot of knowledge, they have small wins, they're doing the right thing in the beginning, very small, and then they start to get a little bit greedy and they go a little bit bigger size, and then a little bit bigger size, and this is like in a 3-month period, 4-month period, and then one gets them. Let's say it's short selling, they squeezes them, or if they're longing, they big size, they have a big loss. So one, you know, they were getting rewarded for bad habits leading up to that big loss. And a lot of times, these big losses, they don't just happen all of a sudden. You got away with bad behaviors before 5, 6 times or more, and then all of a sudden one catches up with you. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people don't make it. Now, also, is like, you know, I've also seen a lot of people come in with the right mindset, and then all of a sudden they enter everything, the right mindset, long-term vision, they're not gambling, and then 3 months later, 4 months later, they lose all the good habits that they had. They start to make bad habits. And, you know, it's something that you got to catch, because 3 months of studying every day, showing up to the markets every day, it actually feels like a year, but it's not. You're still a noob. You're still a newbie. So a lot of people don't realize that they're still newbies. Even, you know, you always have a lot to learn, and one mistake can wipe you out. You got to be careful. And the gambling mindset, you know, so if you come in with money to trading, you open up an account, you fund an account right away, 30 grand, 40 grand, and you start to lose money. You know, you don't have the right respect for money. You have to respect money. So in order to make this in this game, you cannot be a gambler. You cannot just be like, oh, I have money to lose. Oh, I had a big loss, and then like ignore that loss. But you pretend that loss never happened. That's not good. You have to analyze your losses. You have to journal. You have to develop all the right habits. Because if you lose sight of that, if you come into the game with money and you think you don't have a respect for money, you treat it like gambling, like, you know, you had a good experience, or, you know, you got rewarded for a bad behavior, and then you try to do that again, it's going to be a disaster. So you have to have a respect for money. I would recommend trading small, not funding your account fully. You have to get a lot of practice. You have to get a lot of stats. You have to get a lot of data on yourself. You have to have a journal. I recommend TraderSync. It has the calendar, how much you made per day, and the tickers you traded. And you get to track, okay, what am I good with? Did I follow all my discipline today? Did I follow my rules? Did I, so like for me, for example, for my first couple years, I didn't understand why I was getting squeezed on nano floats. And eventually I cut them all out. But it takes a while. It's unfortunately, sometimes you have to make the mistake in order to fix it. Now, the thing is, you don't want to make a mistake and blow up and lose money, and lose a lot of money. And, unfortunately, the gambling habits that stems from a lot of that. You lose money, you try to make it back, you're making bad trades, you're getting bad habits. This is not the way. The way is you trade small, you track your trades, you journal it, you figure out, you're like a mad scientist figuring it out. And then when you have a lot of knowledge, when you have a lot of data and some experience, you increase the size very incrementally. And even if you feel like you need to go bigger, you gotta stop yourself right there. You can be like, no, this is not the way. This is why we make all these videos. So guide you. So like you just like, okay, the plan was I increased 10% after so many months or so many weeks, and a little 10% more. You don't go and double up the size. You don't fund your account with $100,000 and try to make money right away. That's bad news. So to sum it up, just develop good habits. It's a long-term, you're getting a skill for the rest of your life, and you're doing what the 96% of people are not doing. You have to be in the 4%. What are the 4% doing that the 96% are not? And yeah, that's how you succeed.
相信通过 David 的讲解呢，大家呢多多少少对这个日内交易有一定的了解。不是一个简单的东西，但是只要你 put on some work。effort， 你在最后一定是有收获的。像 David 这样，以前他是一个做这个建筑的，他完全和日内交易没有任何的关系，但是他也是一点一滴的从小白，从这个自己开 Uber， 自己不能每天赔200块钱开始，一点一滴的，大概从2016年走到现在，也是很长很长的一段时间，但是现在已经可以保证一天大概是1万到5万美金的这样的盈利，大家可以算一下，一年下来是多少钱。所以日内交易赚不赚钱，这个我不说，大家一定会了解。但是日内交易真正赚钱的日内交易员呢，也是在每天都学习。我看着 David， 因为他跟我的办公室非常的近，基本上呢，他是早上5点半起来，然后之后呢也是在复盘，在做视频。其实我们在做这些视频呢，多半第一方面是可以分享跟很多在困扰的小伙伴，第二个呢其实也是给自己一个这个总结的机会，然后呢要看到自己今天的交易怎么样，才可以不断的提高，这才是一个真正的交易员该做的事情。所以喜欢这样内容的小伙伴呢，可以帮我订阅、评论、点赞。那对日内交易感兴趣的小伙伴，想学习的同时也可以关注一下我们的日内交易学校。好，我们下期再见。